Your Honor, state calls Amy Oliver.
Okay.
Please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony given this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Hi.
I'll have you begin by stating your full name for the record and spelling your last.
Amy Oliver, Oliver.
And what do you do for work?
I'm the principal at Hinchin Elementary School in the School District of La Crosse.
And Ms. Oliver, are you testifying today under a court-ordered subpoena?
Yes.
How long have you been the principal at Hinchin?
This is my 10th year at Hinchin.
Were you in education before that?
I was.
What did you do before that?
I was a teacher, kindergarten, first and second grade teacher, and then an assistant principal and a principal in another district.
How long did you teach in the classroom?
7 years?
Been in education a long time.
Correct.
Do you have a bachelor's degree in education?
Correct.
Master's degree as well?
Correct.
Is that specifically in education or something else?
I have a master's in professional development from the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse, and then an administrative license from Viterbo University.
Are you familiar with Alexavier Pedrin?
Yes.
Was he attending your school, specifically Hinchin, in the 2021 to 22 and also the 2022 to 23 school years?
Correct.
Did Alex have siblings who also attended that school?
Yes.
Would that be, at that time, Brantley Pedrin, Jalen Barnes, and Major Hellerud?
Correct.
And it's part of the normal process of school. Does Hinchin keep track of attendance?
Yes.
And why do you do that?
Kids are required by law to be at school.
In your experience, can issues be created if kiddos are absent a lot?
Attendance at school is important to learn.
Is that especially true in those elementary age grades?
Attendance is critical.
When you say attendance is critical, what is it critical for?
You have to be at school in order to be able to learn.
If a child is absent, at what point does the school become concerned about the number of absences?
Sure. Anytime a student is not at school, we're concerned about that. By law, kids are required to be there, and there's district policies and requirements of how many days you can miss.
And what actions can the school take if a child is missing a lot of school?
Outreach to the parent, to the family, and work with them to reduce barriers and identify what is causing the attendance concern and work to address it.
Sounds like communication about it and collaboration.
Correct.
What is Hinchin's process for documenting attendance?
Sure. So each day, children are either present in school, or if not, then the administrative assistants, secretaries track that. They're required to keep track of that. And there's various codes that they utilize that indicate the reason why a child might not be at school.
And when they're tracking that, who do they get that information from?
They get the information from the parent.
Do teachers report kind of in real time if a student is present or not?
Correct. There's procedures they follow. They take daily attendance. And if a person's not there, then if there's been a phone call in, whatever the reason that's indicated, that's what they document.
And is a computer system used to document and maintain these records?
Correct.
Are you aware of what the software is at Hinchin?
It is the Skyward system that we utilize to keep track of attendance.
And do you have access to this information in your course of duties as principal?
Yes.
Probably not your favorite part of your job?
It's one part of the job that we monitor, yes.
What is your favorite part of your job?
Interacting with the kids.
They make it worth it?
You make it worth it, yes.
Did the La Crosse School District provide certain school records and documents to law enforcement through the legal process related to Alex and his siblings?
Yes,
Did this include parts of the children's school files?
yes,
Did it also include attendance records?
yes.
Ms. Oliver, I'm going to hand you a stack of exhibits, but we'll go through them one by one, okay?
Sure.
We'll start with the top of the pile there, Exhibit 70. Are these the attendance records for Brantley Pedrin?
They appear to be, yes.
Okay. And if you can just take a minute to look through those, those for both the 2021 to 22 and then also the 2022 to 23 school year? And have you had a chance to review those records before today?
Yes,
And the date on the top of that indicate that those were printed on the 17th of February, 2023?
that's what it says, correct.
And from your review of specifically Brantley's record there, does it appear to be a true and accurate representation of the attendance records that the school kept for Brantley at that time?
It appears to be, yes.
We'll move on to Exhibit 71 then. Can you tell me what we're looking at here?
It appears to be Alexavier's attendance records.
And is that for both the 2021 to 22 and then 2022 to 23 school year?
Correct, that's what's listed.
And does it also indicate at the top of this document, it looks like a print date of the 16th of February 2023?
Yes, it appears that's what it says.
Okay. And from your review, is this a true and accurate representation of the attendance records that the school is maintaining related to Alex?
It appears to be correct, yes.
We'll move on to number 72 then, Ms. Oliver. What are we looking at here?
It is listed as Major Hellerud's attendance for 2021-22 and 2022-23.
And it looks like the print date on the top of this was the 17th of February 2023?
Correct.
And from your review, does it appear to be a true and accurate representation of the attendance records that the school district kept for Major Hellerud that time?
It appears so, yes.
Let's move on then to number 73, Ms. Oliver. You recognize this document?
Yep, another attendance record, it looks like.
And who is this one for?
This is for Jalen Barnes.
And does it have a print date at the top of February 17th, 2023?
Correct.
And from your review, is it for both the 2022, 2021 through 22, and then 2022 through 23 school year?
Correct, that is what's listed.
And does it appear to be a fair and accurate representation of Jalen's attendance records for that period of time?
It appears to be, yes.
Your Honor, I'd move for the admission of Exhibits 70 through 73.
No objection.
Be received.
Ms. Oliver, related to Alex and Major and Brantley and Jalen, did you ever communicate yourself personally with their parents or guardians?
Yes,
Which parents or guardians do you recall communicating with?
I have communicated with Josie Dikeman and Mark Hellerud.
Did you ever communicate directly with Derek Pedrin?
Yes, I have communicated with Derek Pedrin as well. Sorry, I forgot that name.
related to specifically Alex and Brantley and Jalen, who primarily would you communicate in terms of parents or guardians about issues or anything about school?
Primary communication was Josie.
How would the two of you communicate?
It would depend whether it was at drop-off, in person, phone calls, or email.
Did all three?
Correct.
At some point, did you communicate with the family that Alex's absences needed to be addressed?
Correct.
If I can have you look at exhibit number 74, Ms. Oliver. Do you recognize this document?
It appears to be a notice of habitual truancy, yes.
And would this has your signature block at the bottom, correct?
Correct.
And would this have been a form of communication that would have been shared with Alexavier's family related to his
Correct.
attendance?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the date on this letter?
It is listed as 5/10/22.
And is this a true and accurate copy of the communication on that date that you would have sent out to the family?
It appears to be, yes.
Do you remember attendance being an issue for this family?
Yes.
What do you remember about that?
I remember there were a multitude of barriers throughout the period of time that all of the children attended school that prevented them from being at school at various points.
And do you remember communicating those issues with Ms. Dikeman?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd move for the admission of Exhibit 74.
No objection. Received.
So that habitual truancy letter, what's the purpose of sending that to a family?
Sure. So whenever there's an attendance concern, right, it's about ongoing communication to reduce those barriers with the family to ensure kids can be at school. And then we utilize procedures in place where there's documentation, notes that go out, communication, meetings that we hold with families, and when things continue, then we also utilize habitual truancy notifications. And that's our way of ensuring ongoing communication of the attendance concern with the families.
Once that notice would go out, would there be additional action that would take place?
Yes, there could potentially be then citations that do occur.
Also be a time when you would meet with the family to
Correct.
discuss barriers?
Yep.
And was it the policy of the district to try to help families overcome those barriers if they were identified?
Absolutely. That is the intention of our ongoing outreach and efforts, is to reduce the barriers for the families to ensure that kids can be at school ready to learn. And one of the ways we can do that is ongoing communication, and then have meetings and work to put supports in place to address those barriers.
Do you recall meeting with the family to discuss attendance and those barriers?
Yes.
I'll have you now refer to Exhibit 75. Do you recognize this document?
I do.
What is this?
This is just a copy of the meeting notes from a truancy meeting that was held.
So would this be prepared before or after the meeting was held?
This would be completed during the meeting and then given to the family after, with clearly identifiable next steps of what we're going to do together to reduce the barriers and get the children to school.
And is there a meeting date at the top of this document?
Yes, 1/5/23.
And is this a true and accurate copy of the truancy meeting agenda that would have been placed in Alex's file?
This appears to be accurate, yes.
Your Honor, I'd move for the admission of Exhibit 75.
No objection. Received.
Ms. Oliver, who attended the meeting on January 5th of 2023?
Josie, myself, and Shang Vang, my neighborhood outreach coordinator.
Can you tell me a little bit about what Ms. Vang's role was with the district?
Mr. Vang's role is
I apologize,
That's
Mr.
okay.
Vang?
Yep,
Thank you.
it's okay. So at Hinchin, we have a neighborhood outreach coordinator who works in a specific neighborhood in our school, but also at the larger capacity of the school as a role of La Crosse Area Family Collaborative. And so it is a social worker that works with our families to reduce barriers.
And you said Ms. Dikeman was at that meeting, correct?
Correct.
Does this document specifically under point 2E indicates approximately how much school the children had missed by the time this meeting happened?
It appears to be accurate, yes, correct.
What does it indicate?
It says the kids have each missed 20 to 30 days of school respectively, with a total of 77 days only thus far this year. Attendance records for each student were given and went over.
And does that number of missed days, as in your experience, give you cause for concern?
It is cause for concern. I will point out that during this period of time, also from 2021 to 23, also was during COVID. So we also had COVID protocols in place. But even with COVID, this is concerning.
And what specifically are you concerned about with kids missing 20 to 30 days of school in a 77-day period like that?
What specifically am I concerned about?
Yeah.
They need to be at school learning. So when they're not, that's a concern.
That much time away from school can affect learning?
It affects learning. Then we don't have access to learning. Then we see gaps grow, abilities. We're not being able to connect with our peers. We're not staying socially connected in the school. There's a number of concerns.
Ms. Oliver, are you a mandatory reporter?
I am.
And what does that mean?
That means if I have something that's communicated to me, I am mandated to report that.
Mandated by what?
Can you ask that again? Like mandated by what? What do you mean?
Is it a law or a policy? What puts that in place for you?
Law and district policy.
Is that something that you and your staff are trained on?
Correct.
And in the days that Alex was not absent in the 2022 to 2023 school year, did you observe anything that triggered you to make that mandatory or make a mandatory report on Alex or his siblings?
There was nothing that was specifically communicated by Alexavier or the students that was cause for concern.
Ms. Oliver, if I can have you turn now to Exhibit 76.
Mm-hmm.
Can you identify this document for me?
Yes.
Is this an email that Ms. Dikeman sent to you on January 9th of 2021?
This is an email, yes. I don't know that the date is correct, though.
Okay. May it have been the 1st of September 2021?
Perhaps, because it says happy first day of school, so.
The dating format might be what's throwing me off.
Yeah.
And does it look like a fair and accurate representation of correspondence that you received from Ms. Dikeman at the beginning of that 2021 to 2022 school year?
It appears to be correct, yes.
And Your Honor, I'd move for the admission of Exhibit 76.
No objection. Received.
Ms. Oliver, did this email contain a request from Ms. Dikeman?
It does list that, yes.
And what is that request?
Would you like me to read it?
Sure.
Okay, it says, good morning, happy first day of school. Just wanted to send you a quick message and let you know that this year I want the same to apply with my children and Ryan Schmidt. He can work with our children, but he cannot work with them independently. There always needs to be another adult in the room if my kids are talking with him. This goes for Jalen Barnes, Major Hellerud, Brantley Pedrin, and Alexavier Pedrin. Thanks so much. Any questions, please let me know. Josie Dikeman.
And Ms. Oliver, who is Brian Schmidt?
Ryan Schmidt was the counselor at our school at that time.
And what were his job duties?
As the counselor and social worker, it's a dual role in the school district of La Crosse. Their job is to teach universal guidance, to be a positive, caring adult to all students in the school, and to be a member of the school team, and to follow through on any of the identified job roles and responsibilities that the district has.
So he did like classroom guidance, is that
Correct.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
Would he also meet with students if needed one-on-one?
If there was a school-based concern, yes.
And Ms. Dikeman did not want him to meet with Alexavier and her siblings without somebody else there, is that correct?
Correct.
Was Mr. Schmidt also a mandated reporter?
Correct.
Thank you, Ms. Oliver. I have nothing further for you.
Ross? Peggy? Good afternoon, Ms. Oliver.
Hi.
It sounds like you're a lifelong educator,
Correct.
and your domain is the school.
Correct.
In terms of what's going on at a child's home, you just never really can know, right?
I know in the school walls, correct.
Right. And so you would have no idea, for instance, with regarding to this family, whether there was domestic abuse by the father physically abusing Alex or Josie or any of the kids. You wouldn't have any knowledge of that.
I would have no knowledge of that, no.
And domestic violence and child abuse, that can be something that is kept secret, right?
Yes,
It can be hard to detect if you're just an educator and you're trying to teach kids, you're not a detective, right?
no, my job is to teach and ensure teaching and learning in my building.
And it's my understanding that, as you've discussed, that the primary concern here was with attendance.
Correct.
Is that fair? And the children were missing too many days. That's certainly seems to be the case, correct?
Correct.
And you were concerned about academic progress being impacted by that, right?
Correct.
And in terms of the kids' safety, you didn't have any reason to think there was a need to report anything. You weren't concerned about their safety based on your interactions with them, right?
Anytime a child discloses anything, that's where we ask questions, but there was nothing that was indicated by the children that there was a concern for that.
Now, would it be fair to say that Alex never asked any of the school staff for extra food?
I can't recall that occurring, no.
And he never expressed to anyone that water was being withheld at home, did he?
That is not something that I recall, no.
And in fact, you recall at a certain point, Josie was reaching out to the school to make sure that Alex had enough water at school. Do you recall that?
I do not recall that, no.
And we can get into that because there's some emails I know you exchanged
Okay.
with Josie. But certainly if you had learned that, you would have reported that, right?
Reported water? Can
Well,
you ask me what I would report?
If you felt that children were being neglected at home in terms of food and water, that's something that could rise to the level of reporting, correct?
That's something that we would address in our building. If that was a concern that was identified by a parent, we do provide food or any other identified supplies they may need to them in their homes for additional support.
Now, you were aware that the children were frequently sick in this household. Is that fair?
Correct.
And it sounds like there were around 5 children during this period of time, young children in that household. Is that fair?
That's correct.
And as you indicated, this was still a period of time where COVID was running rampant, right?
Correct.
Now, in terms of attendance, would you agree that the responsibility for getting children to school rests both with the father and the mother?
It is the parent responsibility to get children to school, correct?
As I mentioned, there were emails exchanged between Josie and school staff regarding attendance, and you remember that.
Correct.
Those emails were generated by your staff members in the regular course of conducting business, right?
Yes,
And they were created by staff members, including yourself, who had personal knowledge of the matters that were being discussed at the time? Fair?
correct, yeah.
And those emails were relied on in staff, just like everyone else, in conducting regular school business. Is that fair?
Correct, yes. If a parent is communicating why their child is not at school through email, then yes.
And just to give a sample from Exhibit 71, which you were shown regarding Alexavier's attendance, I note concerns about fever, vomiting, rough morning. Do you still have that document in front of you?
I'm pulling it up.
I'll slow down.
You're okay, go ahead.
So I see references to fever, vomiting, rough morning with dad, more fever and vomiting. It seems like there was certainly reportedly some sickness going on in that household, correct?
Yeah, this would be that whatever was communicated to the secretary, and those are the notes that are taken.
Right. Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to hearsay on this exhibit.
I don't even know what it is.
Well, Your Honor, it's certainly, I think we've laid the foundation for the business record. There are communications from Ms. Dikeman, and then there are communications with another staff member. And we can go over these now with the principal or with another witness. Court
So
wishes us to do that.
These are emails that go to the school and are business emails that they keep?
Yes.
Records?
Yes.
I don't know that Ms. Oliver has any knowledge of the contents of this email, Judge. That's what I want to put on the record. It's between Ms. Dikeman and a classroom teacher. That's my concern with asking her questions.
Lay a foundation, we'll go from there.
Ms. Oliver, do you review emails by staff with parents?
No,
And so if I wanted to get into some of the content of the emails that weren't sent directly to you, I could talk with the staff member who those were sent to.
correct.
Now, there was a discussion of this attendance meeting in January of 2023. You recall that testimony?
Yep,
You had a meeting to address attendance issues, and you talked with Jalen and Major and empowered them to help in getting up every day. Is that fair? I'll wait until you get that.
say that again. This meeting was with Josie, not with the students.
But you had talked with Jalen and Major, according to that document, about empowering them to help getting up every day. Is that accurate?
I do not see that listed on this document, no.
Gave you the wrong document. One moment.
Okay.
There are lots of emails. Forgive me, there are lots of documents generated in the emails, so I'm going to hand you what's called labeled Exhibit 256.
Okay. Yes.
Do you recall receiving this email?
Yes, it appears I wrote this email, and by reading it, I am recalling it, yes.
Yes, thank you. And some of these we just have to say for
It's okay.
foundation, thank you. So you had this meeting, and you did talk with Jalen and Major and empowered them to help getting up every day. Okay. You gave them items to assist in the morning, routines, and help to help hold the kids accountable. Is that fair? Gave them a dry erase board and markers.
According to the email, I gave them 2 alarm clocks, and then both had a plan where to put them in their room so that they could get up. And then there were additional items given to the family to help that Shang, our neighborhood outreach coordinator, gave dry erase board, markers, and things to assist with to begin morning routines for the kids to help hold them accountable.
And as you've stated before, you would agree both the mother and father's responsibility is to ensure the kids get to school.
It is the parents' responsibility to get kids to school.
Did Derek Pedrin attend this meeting?
Derek did not attend this meeting.
Derek Pedrin did not attend any meetings about the children's attendance, did he?
Not that I recall, no.
Can you recall any time in which Mr. Pedrin answered your questions about attendance of the children?
Specifically to attendance, no.
Now, in terms of Josie as a parent and her interactions with Alex and Brant, you saw Alex and Brantley go through stages of not wanting to leave Josie's side. Do you recall that?
That is correct.
There were instances where they were sobbing when they had to go into class. Is that right?
That is correct.
And you believed Josie was a good mom. Is that fair?
Any parent, I believe, that they're a good mom.
She seemed to be trying the best she could to you, right?
Every parent who comes to school tries the best they can.
And, you know, she was in active communication, right?
We did have active communication with Josie, yes.
And that was, you know, your genuine assessment at the time. And having experienced the range of parenthood that you do, you thought she was doing the best she could, right?
That's an answer.
We'll move on.
All right.
As we indicated, you didn't document any physical abuse that you noticed, correct?
Correct.
And that goes for all of the children under Josie's care. Is that right?
That is correct.
You never saw any injuries that would require intervention, right?
There was nothing that any child communicated to me.
Ms. Oliver, I'm handing you a document, Exhibit 257, and I believe it starts here. Hand that to you. Just take your time, read it over. Let me know all that.
Yes.
Okay. So it looks like you sent this email to Derek in May 2022. Is that right?
Which one are you referring to? It looks like these
the
are two
original.
separate emails.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the original email, I guess that would be the opposite side of the exhibit label.
Okay. For which date?
Looks like your original, well, it looks like these emails comprise dates in May of 2022. Do I have that wrong?
Nope, that's what I see.
Okay.
One is one date though, and one's another. That's why I'm asking which one you're referring to.
Yes, thank you. it can get a little complicated when you have email chains, but it looks like there's a discussion that you sent an email to Derek in May of 2022. Does that appear accurate?
That appears accurate.
And it appears you're trying to get some documentation from Derek on whether you could release Alex's school records with an individual.
Correct. That's what it reads.
And it appears Derek did not respond to your inquiry. Is that fair?
On the email, it appears that way, yes.
And you sent a follow-up email to that original email. You copied Josie on that one. Is that accurate?
That is accurate. I do recall having a phone conversation with Derek, which is why then there's a follow-up email, because there wasn't a subsequent conversation.
Now, did Mr. Pedrin provide a release?
No, nothing was provided.
And you were indicating that you were reaching out on behalf of a parent.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oliver, I am about to hand you Exhibit 258. And same as before, I'll just give you time to review that as much as you need.
Okay.
And it looks like you were forwarded an email on the topic of one particular date in which Josie had difficulty getting the kids to school.
Correct.
And Josie says she was unable to find help to get the kids to school today. She couldn't get them to school because her mom lost her keys. Is that fair?
That's what the email says, yes.
And she said she wouldn't be able to get them to school until she pays $300 for a new key.
That's what the email says, yes.
And what this doesn't indicate is that, well, let me ask you this. Were you aware of the fact that Derek Pedrin was refusing to pay for a new key?
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay. Speculation.
If she was aware.
As far as the effect on the listener, the court will allow it. Go ahead. It's not offered for the truth of the matter.
Was that something you were aware of or no?
No.
Before I forget, I would move admission of those documents.
So this is Exhibit 258, 257, 256, holding off on 255.
Didn't give me the other one. Yeah,
That's
just those
correct.
two.
Okay, any objection to those being received?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, 256, 257, 258 are received.
Now, Ms. Oliver, you were asked about an email Josie sent on Exhibit 76 regarding a matter relating to the school counselor, Ryan Schmidt, Mr. Schmidt. You remember that discussion with the prosecutor?
Correct.
Okay. And it is my understanding that, well, first of all, were you aware that there was a custody battle between Major Hellerud's father and his mother, Josie?
I do recall that.
Okay. And it's my understanding that this email was sent after a concern about possible abuse by Mr. Hellerud was expressed to Mr. Schmidt, and Josie didn't think that Mr. Schmidt had reported it exactly the way it had happened.
Your Honor, object to hearsay.
Sustain.
It is my understanding that the situation with Mr. Schmidt, you understood the reasoning behind this email. Is that right?
I recall that it was due to a parenting disagreement related to Major Hellerud, correct?
And you're aware that Mr. Schmidt and Josie worked that out between them?
Objection to
recall
hearsay.
that.
Sustain.
Do you have personal knowledge of any discussions regarding this?
I do recall that Josie and Mr. Schmidt then had conversations, correct?
And you had no concerns moving forward about this topic, is that right?
No,
I'm sorry, I have to ask, that's correct? You did not have concerns?
no, this was no longer a request.
Right. Thank you very much.
Just brief follow-up, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Ms. Oliver, are some of the reasons why the children couldn't get to school stem around transportation issues?
What was reported, yes.
And why couldn't the children take the bus to school?
During the course of the time that they were enrolled, their housing changed numerous times. At some points, they were considered doubled up and not within our attendance area, or they were open enrolled, and then it was the responsibility on their own to get transportation to get to school.
So if a parent makes the choice to open enroll a student, then busing is not a transportation option, is that
Correct.
correct? And can absences affect a parent's ability to open enroll?
Correct.
Thank you, I have nothing further.
Any recross?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you. Why don't you hand me all the exhibits there and you can step down. Thank you.